Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be taking a look at Black Myth Wukong, and the game has actually got an update randomly. It's been like, the last update was in like April this year, so it's been a fair few months, but they've actually added quite a few things to this update, and I actually knew this update was coming, so I ended up banking some data just to make sure I have a before and after situation, see if anything's changed. But just to go through some of the changes via the patch notes, they basically added FSR4, and that is actually natively supported, but yet you still have to enable that via the driver as well. They've also added better default graphics settings, so auto detecting your graphics card and making better automatic choices for the graphics card you have. They significantly improved the lighting quality when global illumination is set to low, making it closer to the effect when global illumination is set to high. We've also improved CPU and rendering performance in numerous scenarios, improved memory usage, improved in numerous scenes. They've also improved the quality of motion blur to mitigate the aliasing issues that occur when the camera pans. So I've had a lot of people talk about that camera issue. I never suffered from it myself, but a lot of people were saying they got all of these artifacts and stuff when moving the camera, so it does appear that they've fixed that. There are a few other things they've added as well, so bug fixes with bosses. They've also added, in terms of performance, they fixed an issue with XeSS 2.0, which would fail when frame generation was enabled on some displays. Fixed an issue where the game might crash on the launch of when both DLSS 4 frame generation and ray tracing were enabled. Fixed multiple rendering errors in NXSR that caused ghosting and edge flickering, and improved NXSR rendering quality. So a lot of things there. Some localization issues as well, so fixed issues with certain languages. For example, one that really bugged me, when the update that came in April that came with the frame generation options, that was all in Mandarin for some reason and the rest was in English. No matter what you did, you couldn't change it, and they fixed that now, so that's great. Which was really annoying because you didn't know if you had frame generation on correctly or not. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's really important. The patch is about 5.7 gigabytes, so nothing amazing. But they've also improved the experience with bosses, such as the Yorgwai King and the giant Shigandang as well. So look, I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check out the release notes, but I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison so you guys can see exactly if there's any difference in performance, at least on my system. I made sure to use the same drivers, because there are newer drivers now, but I rolled back just to make sure they are the same, and you can see if there's any differences. I'm just going to show you the in-game settings I'm using for this comparison. In terms of resolution, playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160, no motion blur, no camera shake. In terms of DLSS, I'm using super resolution at 68% resolution scale, so that works out to DLSS, I believe is DLSS quality. And I'm not using any frame generation. All ray tracing at very high, and all of the quality settings are at cinematic, which is the highest. The game has been restarted, so all of these settings have taken effect. So I'll be doing the in-game benchmark, the canned one, and then I'll be doing a custom run for the first level as well, just side by side, just see if there's any changes when you're actually in the game. And I'll see if there's any changes to performance that we can notice. So the results are in, guys. As you can see, there isn't really been an improvement. 58 average on the updated and 60 average on the previous version. And you can see the only thing that's really changed is the updated version is using 10.2 gigabytes versus VRAM, whereas the previous version was using 10.6. That could be margin of error. Minimums, averages and maximums are all lower, so no improvement here. Looking at both runs side by side, it doesn't seem that there is any difference between the two in performance. At least it looks like the patch version might even be running slightly worse than the previous version. And in terms of the video RAM allocation, it looks the same. There isn't really much difference in terms of the memory that's being used. CPU seems to be using the same amount of power, so I would say there isn't really an efficiency increase that was stated in the release notes, at least on my system. So it could be that my system just is not exhibiting any changes that are obvious. If you have a different type of setup, maybe a different manufacturer CPU, things could be different. So I don't want to say there is no differences, at least none that I can observe. But it does seem like they've changed the gamma level on the game slightly. It looks slightly more darker in some areas on the previous version before they updated the game. But apart from that, I can't see much difference to the game, so not a massive deal change here in terms of performance, at least. That's pretty much it from me, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.